Hello. Today I'm coming from beautiful Southern California, from Oceanside, California today. I really wanted to talk about a topic called burnout. And many of you may have understood or heard someone say, I'm dealing with burnout, or oh, yeah, they had to quit because they had burnout, or maybe you had somebody close to you also dealing with that. So I wanted to describe that a little bit more and how, really, honestly, I think it can sneak up on more of us than we realize. And that's just been an experience that I've had recently as I am simplified and we've decided to go to an RV life full time that has allowed me to actually force me to slow down and simplify life. And yeah, and there's some weird emotional and mental things going on here that I want to share with you that maybe you guys will recognize as well. And so, um, let's talk about this. Let's talk about the art of slowing down and what burnout is. But before that, if you're new to this channel, my name is Dr. Lori Marvis. I'm a board certified family and lifestyle medicine physician. I am licensed in all 50 states and also DC. I see patients across the country and been doing that telemedicine wise for about 7 or 8 years. But today I want to speak to you about really about burnout. It's a really serious issue, and I think honestly it can affect kids. It can affect anybody in life, and so let's just get into it a little bit. So really, in this world, really moves at lightning speed, right? There's a constant pressure. We put pressure on ourselves, our kids. It's unrelenting. Um, it comes in. It's just really a very common experience now when people are just overwhelmed. And really, the demands of modern life, they're both personal, right? And they're also professional. They can almost feel like you're push you to the brink sometimes, and they leave you feeling exhausted, depleted, and really just disengaged, right? You just have no energy for anything anymore. But there's kind of a way to kind of counteract this kind of overwhelming state of emotions. And I really want to describe it as the art of slowing down because that is kind of what we've embraced by going in an RV full time. We have less of the physical space to deal with, less things to deal with, and that has really allowed me more freedom of time, and feeling this constant urge to need to do something has been really interesting for me to just sit and reflect on and be with in that kind of uncomfortable state of nothingness. But let's dive into a little bit more of that why I would want to, right? Because really, I think by embracing a slower, more mindful approach to life, we can really not only prevent burnout, but kind of restore your energy, your creativity, your sense of purpose. So, thinking about burnout, remember it's basically a state of that chronic physical and emotional exhaustion. It can be accompanied by a sense of detachment. It diminishes your personal feeling of accomplishments or sense of accomplishment. It really comes from a place of just prolonged exposure to stress, particularly high pressure workplaces. The World Health Organization classified burnout as an occupational phenomenon, very common in physicians. Physicians have some of the highest suicide rates of um, any occupation. There's approximately 400 physicians who commit suicide annually, which is more than my graduating class was like 180. So it's like two graduating classes of medical students every single year. And so what does that look like? I guess there's three key dimensions when you look at the World Health Organization. It's emotional exhaustion, that feeling of being emotionally drained, overwhelmed, kind of leading to a lack of energy and motivation. Two is depersonalization. Basically, it's a sense of detachment from your work responsibilities, which can manifest in cynicism, negativity, lack of empathy for yourself or your workmates, reduced personal accomplishment, right? So that's decline in your sense of competence, achievement, really just feel like you're ineffective in the game of life and a failure. But it doesn't happen overnight, right? So it's really important to understand this kind of gradually increases, and basically we try to meet these ever increasing demands because we don't want to let anyone down. We never take adequate rest or self-care, and over time your mind and body just can no longer sustain it, right? That constant pressure, leading to breakdown both mentally and physically. And um, the art of slowing down is really an art, and it's a skill that you have to practice. And I'm not meaning like procrastination or, just blowing off responsibilities. It's really being very intentional with your time and only allowing things in your time or your schedule or your space mentally or physically that you want there. And um, not just trying to escape something. Some people's like, oh, I can slow down, I can escape. I feel like that's almost what vacations have become. They become an escape for a moment, and then we come back, we're even more stressed because there's so much more to do now that we actually took time off. So what I'm really am trying to embrace here is just a different way of living. And it's a really powerful antidote to burnout because it addresses the root cause of stress and exhaustion. By intentionally slowing down, we create space, right, to rest and reflect and recharge. And those really are the essential components of preventing and recovering from burnout. For myself, like I said, I'm constantly, if I didn't feel like I was working, then I didn't feel useful. And so now I was walking with my son Gabe here this morning along the ocean. And, Gabe, I was telling him, I was like, I'm really struggling not wanting to entertain you and make sure that you're well taken care of and doing all these different things. Because I always feel like I have to fill time with something. And he goes, Mom, you don't have to do that. Right. So I understand that. But it was really just kind of clicked for me. I need to practice the art of slowing down. There's a skill set here that I don't know if I ever had it, honestly. And I reflect back now, I can see where emotionally and mentally that took tolls on me throughout different parts of my life, especially if you're a mom and working as well. And yeah, so let's talk about that. Let's talk about how this will help you, that art of slowing down. One is restoring balance, right? So slowing down allows you to kind of recalibrate your work-life balance. It helps you recognize when you're pushing too hard and gives us permission to take a step back. By setting boundaries, right, and really prioritizing your self-care, it's not being selfish, it's being proactive and more available to those around you because you're not going to be so tired. It can really, that whole thing can really prevent the buildup of stress that leads to burnout, right? So you're restoring the balance by being intentional about what you allow in your life. Next, I think you reconnect with purpose, right? When we slow down, we have the opportunity to reconnect with what truly matters to us. Burnout often occurs when we lose sight of our purpose and we become consumed by tasks and responsibilities and check-off lists. I am the queen of the check-off list. And we don't align, those actions don't align with our values. So really just slowing down gives you time to reflect on your goals and ensure that your actions are in line with those deeper aspirations. Next is enhancing mindfulness. I feel like mindfulness honestly has been a godsend to me. It's really just being the practice of being fully present in the moment. It's really a key component of slowing down because it makes you aware of what's going on. You cultivate in anything and everything you do, right? You become more aware of your thoughts, your feelings, your emotions, your physical sensations. And that really allows you to catch early feelings of burnout and to kind of take proactive steps to address them. So if you're paying attention to what's going on around you instead of just responding like, a bag in the wind. Do you ever see those bags in the wind and they're just going all over and crazy? That's what I feel like sometimes in life. But if you are intentional about slowing down and making sure you're being mindful, you're more like a sailboat and you can, the wind will blow, but then you can adjust and still go where you need to go. And next, I think finally that nurtures resilience, right? So slowing down strengthens that resilience that's helping you build healthier habits and coping mechanisms. It encourages you to take regular breaks, engage in activities that bring you joy, practicing gratitude. And granted, those are small actions, but they add up over time and they can have a really profound impact on your ability to manage stress and prevent burnout. So, what are the practical steps? And I think I hear a train coming, so don't be alarmed if I might pause for a minute as the train passes. They're kind of short. So here are the practical steps. I think there's 6 that you can do. One is prioritize sleep, right? So adequate rest is crucial. One for your mental health, your physical health, and so many things. We spend a third of our lives asleep. It's important for a reason, so don't neglect it. 2 is set boundaries. Learn to say no to tasks and commitments that drain your energy. protect your time by setting very clear boundaries between work and your home life. Give yourself time and space away. Next, incorporate mindful practices. I start my day with a mindful walk. You can start your day with meditation. It can just be a few minutes. It doesn't have to be anything fancy. I like to draw. You can do art. You can do journaling. It's just a practice that allows you to help you stay grounded and focused throughout the day. And then as you build that as a habit, that gets easier and easier. Next is simplify your to-do list. So focus on completing a few key tasks each day rather than just kind of overwhelming yourself with to-do list. I think also it's probably really important to disconnect regularly. So taking regular breaks from technology, especially work-related devices, use this time to engage in other activities that relax you and rejuvenate you, such as spending time in nature, which is my favorite thing. Reading, practicing a hobby. I think you may see more of my art as I do more slowing down. And next is reflect and adjust, right? So regularly assess where you are, your stress levels, your overall well-being. If you notice signs of burnout, such as irritability, fatigue, or lack of motivation, take immediate steps to slow down and, take care of yourself. And honestly, just remember, you're going to embrace this slower pace for long-term well-being. And burnout, remember, is that it's a very serious issue, can lead to depression, anxiety, and in some cases, suicide. And so I hope you take this and can embrace the art of slowing down and really understand that we have this one life. And if we don't slow down and enjoy it, it's just a blur of activities that meant nothing at all. And so really that slowing down allows you to see that. So sounds like that's my cue to go. So thanks everyone for being here. Sending you joy, gratitude, love, and as always, healing, because we all need more of that in this world. So take care.